Hey, Vikings faithful. Skull Nation, rise up. It's your boy here, bringing you the hottest Minnesota Vikings news straight from the purple and gold front lines. Today, we're diving into the quarterback saga that's got everyone buzzing, Aaron Rodgers and our very own McCarthy. Picture this, Aaron Rodgers, the four-time MVP, eyeing our Vikings as his next landing spot, only to have the door slammed shut by our squad's bold vision for the future. Buckle up, because this one's a wild ride. Now, here's the teaser that'll knock your socks off. The Vikings have made a game-changing call. Aaron Rodgers is out, and McCarthy is officially in as the franchise's cornerstone. According to NFL insider Ian Rappaport, the team's all in on our rookie phenom, leaving Rodgers to look elsewhere. This isn't just a roster move. It's a declaration of war in the NFC North, and I'm here to break it all down for you, play by play. So what's the deal? Let's set the stage. Rodgers, a free agent after his Jet stint, reportedly had his eyes on Minnesota, dreaming of slinging passes to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. But the Vikings? They're not chasing past glories, they're building a dynasty with McCarthy. Stick with me, because we're about to unpack this blockbuster decision and what it means for our Super Bowl dreams. Let's rewind the tape a bit. Imagine Aaron Rodgers, the guy who's tormented us for years in Green Bay, pulling a reverse Uno card and suiting up in purple. It wasn't just a pipe dream. Rappaport says it was real enough that Rodgers and the Vikings brass seriously considered it. The dude's a legend, 4 MVP awards, a cannon arm, and a knack for clutch moments, but our Vikings had other plans. Here's where it gets juicy. Kevin O'Connell, our offensive genius head coach, didn't just shrug off Rodgers. They talked, they schemed, and for a hot minute it felt like a Hollywood script. Rodgers reuniting with an NFC North rival. But then, bam, the Vikings doubled down on McCarthy, their first-round pick from 2024, signaling that the future is now. What do you think, Skull fam? Did we dodge a bullet or miss a golden opportunity? The stats don't lie. Rodgers threw for over 4,000 yards in his last full season with the Packers in 2021. But McCarthy? He's a blank slate with unlimited potential, a national championship winner at Michigan, and a kid who's got that fire in his gut. The Vikings saw that spark and said, "Nah, Aaron, we're good. Let's dive deeper into why this choice has me pumped." Picture this, US Bank Stadium, packed to the rafters, and McCarthy dropping dimes to Justin Jefferson while Aaron Jones bulldozes defenses. That's the vision Kevin O'Connell has, and he's betting big that McCarthy's got the juice to take us to the Super Bowl. This isn't just hype. O'Connell's track record with quarterbacks is legit, and he's molding into our next legend. Now, let's talk roster firepower. Jefferson's a top 5 receiver, Addison's a rising star, and Jones ran for over 1,000 yards last year. Pair that with McCarthy's arm talent and football IQ, and you've got a recipe for chaos in the NFC. Rodgers might have been a quick fix, but JJ's the long-term play, and I'm all in on this purple takeover. But here's the kicker, Rodgers knows the wait's pointless. Rappaport sources say even if Aaron held out till training camp, hoping flops, it's not happening. Why? Because the Vikings believe McCarthy's the real deal, and I've got a gut feeling he's about to prove it. What's your take, Vikings fans? Drop it in the comments. Okay, let's flip the script. What if Rodgers had landed here? Imagine the headlines. Rodgers joins Vikings, NFC North implodes. It'd be a circus, and yeah, maybe we'd win some games with that veteran swagger. But at 41, how many seasons does he have left? 1? 2? The Vikings aren't playing for a short-term rental. They're chasing rings for the next decade. That's where McCarthy shines. He's 22, hungry, and built for this era of football. Drafted 10th overall in 2024, he's got the tools. A 65% completion rate in college, dual threat legs, and a cool head under pressure. The Vikings saw that and said, "This is our guy." I mean, who wouldn't want to bet on youth over a fading star, right? And here's the narrative twist, Rodgers isn't dumb. He's a free agent with options, and Pittsburgh's calling his name louder than ever. Rappaport's betting on the Steelers snagging him, and frankly, that's fine by me. Let Aaron chase his sunset elsewhere. We've got a sunrise brewing in Minnesota. Time to get real. Why'd the Vikings pass on Rodgers? It's not just about JJ's upside. It's about culture. This team's built a quarterback-friendly system, elite weapons, a stout O-line, and a defense that's been beefed up in free agency. McCarthy's stepping into a plug-and-play situation, and that's gold for a young QB. Contrast that with Rodgers. He's a diva, let's be honest. He'd demand the spotlight, tweak the playbook, and maybe ruffle some feathers. The Vikings didn't want that noise. They wanted harmony, growth, and a kid who'd bleed purple. JJ's that dude, and I'm already picturing him hoisting the Lombardi. Can you see it too? Here's a stat to chew on. Teams with rookie QBs on cheap contracts have won 40% of Super Bowls since 2010. Think Mahomes, Wilson, even Big Ben early on. McCarthy's our ticket to that club, while Rodgers would have been a pricey detour. The Vikings played this smart, and I'm hyped for what's next. Let's zoom in on Kevin O'Connell for a sec. This guy's a quarterback whisperer. He turned Sam Darnold into a Pro Bowl caliber player last year, and now he's got J.J. McCarthy as his next project. O'Connell's not just coaching. He's crafting a masterpiece, and McCarthy's the canvas. The plan's clear. Redshirt J.J. in 2024. Let him soak up the system, then unleash him in 2025. Rappaport says the Vikings never wavered. They evaluated Rodgers, sure, but their heart was always with McCarthy. It's a bold move, banking on a kid who's barely thrown an NFL pass. But that's the Vikings way, fearless and forward-thinking. So what's the suspense? Will JJ live up to the hype? Training camp's our first clue, and I'll be watching like a hawk. If he stumbles, maybe Rodgers gets a late call. But I'm betting JJ lights it up. What do you think, Skull Squad? Hit me up in the comments. Now let's talk Pittsburgh, Rodgers' likely landing spot. The Steelers have Mike Tomlin, a hungry defense, and a new toy in DK Metcalf, who Aaron's already tossing balls to in workouts. It's a perfect fit for a vet chasing one last ring, and Rappaport's all but calling it done. Meanwhile, back in Minnesota, we're not sweating it. J.J. McCarthy's got the keys to the kingdom, and the Vikings are building around him. Think long-term contracts for Jefferson and a defense that's added studs like Jonathan Allen. This isn't a one-year gamble. It's a 5-year plan to dominate. Here's the cliffhanger. What if Rodgers signs with Pittsburgh and faces us next season? Picture that. Vikings versus Steelers, McCarthy versus Rodgers, youth versus experience. I'm already counting the days, and I want your predictions below. Let's get this debate rolling. Halfway there, Vikings fam. Let's keep the energy up. So why's J.J. McCarthy got the front office buzzing? It's not just his college stats. 2,900 yards and 22 TDs in his last Michigan season. It's his vibe. The kid's a leader, a grinder, and he's got that it factor you can't teach. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, our GM, practically gushed about him at the NFL owners' meetings. Arm talent, athleticism, work ethic. We're excited about JJ, he said. That's not lip service. That's a dude who's seen the tape and believes we've got a franchise QB. Who else is feeling that purple pride right now? But here's the twist. What if JJ isn't ready? Rappaport floated a wild scenario. McCarthy flops in camp, and Rodgers swoops in as the emergency savior. It's a long shot. JJ's been crushing rehab after his 2024 knee injury, but it keeps us on our toes. Stay tuned, because the story's far from over. Let's paint a picture. August 2025, training camps in full swing, and J.J. McCarthy's slinging lasers in front of 10,000 screaming fans. That's the moment we've been waiting for, the one where he proves the Vikings were right to bet on him. I can feel the goosebumps already. O'Connell's not messing around. He said flat out he hopes JJ's the Week 1 starter. With a supporting cast that's the envy of the league, Jefferson's 1,800-yard potential, Addison's speed, Jones' grit, McCarthy's got no excuses. This is his shot, and I'm betting he grabs it with both hands. But here's the drama. Every snap's a test. One bad practice, one shaky throw, and the Rodgers whispers could creep back. The Vikings are committed, but football's unpredictable. What do you think JJ's first pass will look like? Drop your bold takes below. Okay, let's get nostalgic. Remember when Rodgers owned us with the Packers? Those 4-8 daggers still haunt me. Him joining the Vikings would have been poetic justice. a chance to flip the script. But instead, we're forging a new legacy with McCarthy, and I'm here for it. The fan in me wanted Rodgers, I'll admit it. A 4,000-yard season with our weapons? Lethal. But the realist in me knows JJ's the smarter play. Cheaper, younger, and hungrier. The Vikings chose hope over history, and that's got me fired up for what's coming. Here's the hook. This decision's a referendum on our future. If JJ balls out, we're geniuses. If he busts, we'll be kicking ourselves. I'm riding with optimism. Who's with me? Let's hear your skull chants in the comments. Time to geek out. Let's break down McCarthy's game. At Michigan, he was a 6 feet 3 inches, 200-pound maestro, 68% completion in big games, 500 rushing yards, and zero panic. That's the kind of QB who thrives in O'Connell's system, and the Vikings know it. Compare that to Rodgers. Sure, he's got the resume, but his last full season was 3 years ago, and he's coming off an Achilles tear. Age ain't just a number in the NFL. It's a ticking clock. JJ's fresh legs and fearless attitude are exactly what we need to outrun the Lions and Bears. The suspense? We won't see JJ's true colors till September. But the Vikings are banking on him being a top 10 QB by 2026. That's the dream. Agree or disagree? Hit me with your hottest takes. Let's talk stakes. This ain't just about 2025. It's about the next decade. The Vikings have a Super Bowl drought since '69, and McCarthy's our best shot to end it. With Rodgers, we get a splashy year or two. With JJ, we're talking a dynasty. Check this. Teams that nail their QB in the draft win big. Look at the Chiefs with Mahomes or the Bengals with Burrow. McCarthy's our golden ticket, and the Vikings are stacking the deck, new D linemen, locked-in stars, and a coach who's all about QB growth. This is our window, fam. But here's the edge-of-your-seat moment. What if JJ's not the guy? The Rodgers ship might sail and we'd be scrambling. I'm betting on purple glory. Tell me your Super Bowl predictions below. We're nearing the end, but the hype's still climbing. Let's spotlight Justin Jefferson. He's JJ's secret weapon. Last year, he hauled in 108 catches with Darnold. Imagine what he'll do with McCarthy's precision. This duo could be legendary, and I'm salivating already. Then there's the NFC North. Lions are champs, Bears have Caleb Williams, and Packers have Love. McCarthy's gotta outduel 'em all, and the Vikings believe he's got the guts. Rodgers would have been a hired gun. JJ's our homegrown hero, and that hits different. The teaser? Week 1, 2025, McCarthy's first start. Will he shine or stumble? That's the million-dollar question, and I'll be back with every update. Stick with me. Skol Nation. Penultimate scene, let's get emotional. This is personal for us Vikings fans. We've endured decades of almosts. Favre in '09, the Minneapolis Miracle, all ending in heartbreak. JJ McCarthy's our fresh start, our chance to rewrite the story. Rodgers was a fling we flirted with, but McCarthy's the one we're marrying. The Vikings saw his tape, his grit, his smile, and said, "This is our future." I'm tearing up thinking about that first playoff win with JJ under center. Who else is ready to cry purple tears? The suspense is killing me. Every OTA, every practice clip, I'll be analyzing like a madman. Will JJ be our savior? I believe it. Tell me your wildest Vikings dreams in the comments. Skol Nation, we've made it. Final scene time. The Vikings have spoken. Aaron Rodgers is out, JJ McCarthy is in, and our Super Bowl chase starts now. This isn't just news. It's a battle cry for every fan who's bled purple since day one. Rappaport nailed it. Rodgers to Pittsburgh feels inevitable. But Minnesota's where the real story's brewing. JJ's got the arm, the team, and the coach to take us all the way, and I'm screaming Skol from the rooftops. This is our year. Feel it with me. Fam, here's your call to action. Smash that like button if you're Team JJ. Drop your boldest predictions in the comments, and subscribe for every Vikings update. Share this with your crew, because the Purple Army's rising. Let's ride to glory together. Skol.